This is the most important video you'll ever watch about how to get gigs, so make sure you stay all the way to the end. I've also chucked in loads of bonus tips and loads of crucial pieces of knowledge that are usually not talked about or not even mentioned in similar videos to this, so stick around. Before we get into it, make sure to leave a like, and if you find value, subscribe, because there's loads of these videos coming out at the moment. I've done one a week and I've got it coming out for the rest of the year. It's all scheduled ahead. So make sure you watch the rest of those, because each of them offer a little piece to the puzzle on how to get your first gigs. Step 1. Now this has to be completed before any of the other tips in the rest of this video. Perfect your craft. If you're not good enough, you just won't get booked. That is the tough reality. You have to be good at your instrument and you have to be good at singing if that is what you do. So for me, I'm a guitarist and a singer. I play mostly modern pop songs, but also do a little bit of rap depending on the venue that I'm playing at. Country pubs, I do a little bit more country music as well as modern pop as well. Would I get booked if I can't do smooth chord changes? Absolutely not. But if I could play 4 chords smoothly all the way through for a whole song, there's a good chance I'll get booked. As a little caveat to this, before you go looking for gigs, I would say have at least 2.5 hours worth of content. Most gigs are 2 hours long, some are 3 hours long, but try and avoid those, or I have, because 3-hour gig is a whole different ballgame to a 2-hour gig. I can make a video on that if you guys want me to. The reason I say have 2.5 hours is because if you happen to absolutely burn through your set list, and it's the fastest you've ever played it before, you've at least got some songs in the bank. Also, what happens sometimes at gigs is you'll get asked to stay on and play a bit longer, or the audience will really love you and want you to play a few more songs. If you can then play an additional 15 minutes, 20 minutes and still have songs in the bank to do that, you're going to be well set up to have success. Along with making sure you're good enough for your instrument and your singing and your whatever your performance is, make sure while you're playing you actually perform. A lot of people sit and they play their songs just like they would sit and play them in their bedroom. Well, of course, when you're performing, you're not in your bedroom, you're playing in front of people. Give people eye contact, look up with your head, basic performance strategies. I'm not going to go through them all now. This is what takes your level from being the bottom line pub player to being Ed Sheeran and playing stadiums. The performance is everything. You can perform a song and sing it really badly, mess up a few chord changes, and you'll get away with it if you perform it and carry it out with confidence. Step 2, build a killer portfolio. When pubs are looking to book you, or any venues looking to book you, they're going to want to see something that you've done in the past. For this, I built up my Instagram profile and my YouTube, so I've got loads of live stuff on my YouTube and Instagram showing off what I can do, as well as recorded stuff as well to show what I'm like in a studio setting. Throughout my Instagram, I've also got dotted some personal stuff as well. This shows that I'm not just business focused, I have a life as well. That's the way I like to look at it. I've got me bowling on there, I've got occasionally on my story I'll post me playing tennis. I think if you're trying to build a personal brand, it's important to have these extra things. If you're just music focused and you don't want to do any of that, that's absolutely fine. You can just make your profile based around music and you won't get penalised for that. An important note as well is try and make these videos on your social profiles as high quality as possible. Although having some content is better than no content, putting on bad video recording after bad video recording, whether that's audio or just it's all blurry, it's not going to do you any favours, because the pub can't judge what you're like, because they just can't see you or get a proper impression. Step 3, network, network, network. Connect with other musicians. They'll be able to tell you the best pubs to play at, the best pubs to avoid, as well as give you any tips on your own personal performance. My favourite place to meet other musicians is open mic nights. I went to one just last night and was socialising with a few people I haven't seen for ages, which was really good, and also met a few other people that then wanted to come to my next gigs. This is really good for getting sort of your name around, because people will start to recognise you and talk about you, and the more buzz there is around your name, the more likely you are to get booked. Step 4, promote yourself. When you're first starting out especially, but all the way through, you can never expect gigs just to fall on your lap. You must be proactive. This can mean calling up pubs, making business cards and going into pubs, playing open mic nights and asking for gigs, talking to other musicians, asking them to get you gigs or introduce you to managers. Word of mouth will help spread you, and if you're consistent with all of those things across the period of a month, I can guarantee you'll get booked somewhere. As part of this, you'll also learn how to phrase what you do. The first few times you call up a pub, you'll be really nervous and you'll be like,
"Hi, yeah, I am a musician, and do you put on music?"
If you're timid over the phone like that, they're not going to think you're confident enough to be on stage and playing. They just won't. Build confidence, calling up. It's part of the process. It sucks, but you've got to do it. And the more you do, the easier it gets. Also, a good tip from Alex Hormozy, expect people to say no. If you try and get 100 no's in a day, then I guarantee you'll get some yeses. And if you're going in with the expectation of getting a no, you won't be disappointed, you'll be more likely to stick with it until you get the yes. Just think as well, if you make 100 calls and you get one yes and you get paid £100, you effectively got paid £1 for each one of those calls. Rejections are part of success. Take them on the chin, keep pushing forward, because at the end of the day, this industry is tough. But I've become very aware of how possible it is to make a really good, decent amount of money doing this if you're just consistent. If you keep pushing, eventually you'll get enough people saying yes, enough people rebooking you, and once you're on that train, you're in a really good position to succeed. But it all sounds fun and games when I'm saying it on this video, but how many people have you called today? How many pubs have you been into? How many do you plan to call today, and how many do you plan to go into? For a lot of people, this answer is, oh, I haven't called anyone today, and I haven't been anywhere for weeks. Real talk, that's not good enough to get gigs. You must go in, you must call people up. That's the only way you're going to do it, and that's just a harsh truth. Guys, I've really tried to provide a lot of value in this video, so if you did enjoy it and you did find value, please leave a thumbs up, share it. A lot of musicians have musicians friends, so if you do have a friend who is a musician who's looking for this kind of video and need this push, send it over to them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it, and I will also appreciate it. Subscribe if you liked what you've seen. Plenty of videos like this on my channel. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!